Fantastic. Samantha, thank you for calling the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's up?
I wanted to know what candidate you feel would best support the president's agenda in Illinois today.
Well, I want to be very measured and careful on this election day about my opinion with you, but I will offer this up. Governor Rauner is a coward, a liar, and a phony. And I wouldn't vote for him in a million trillion years.
That's why I'm calling, because I was confused. I know he's Republican,
Oh.
but I know he wasn't supporting the president, and I agree with you completely.
Don't be confused at all. The guy, first of all, didn't have the courage to debate Jeannie Ives except one time, which proved to be a debacle, and since then hasn't done it. He has overseen a tax hike. He has overseen the lack of reform in the pension system and the state's credit rating downgraded on down the line, weakened immigration enforcement in the state of Illinois. And with the exception of maybe a little bit in educational reform, Rauner has been absolutely a failure and certainly doesn't represent or doesn't resemble a conservative in any way, shape, or form. And on top of that, he's also a liar. In the run-up to the election, we were like, hey, didn't you donate to Planned Parenthood? Isn't your wife like an abortion activist? Yeah, but I'm not going to have any, there's no social agenda at all. I'm here to fix the state's coffers and the money. I'm not going to get any social agenda. Okay, so what happened? A law passed. They passed a law in the state legislature, thanks to the Madigan Mafia there, passed a law in the state legislature saying if Roe versus Wade is overturned, abortion will still be a constitutional right, will still be a right in the state of Illinois. Rauner was like, I'm going to veto that. I would veto that. Well, he signed it into law. So I can't figure out one reason. And on top of that, he's going to get smeared by the Democrat. So I wouldn't.
That's what I was afraid of.
I wouldn't vote. I wouldn't vote for him in a million years. He's poison.
That's why I was calling. Like I said before, I was confused, and I just want Trump to be, I want to vote in a way that he's finally going to. I don't want to block him any more than he's already being blocked by all these people. So I didn't know who would be the best candidate when I go out to vote today.
Rauner turned in as independent as he claimed he was. He turned in to every other Republican before him, Jim Edgar, Thompson, all these guys who didn't have the stones to stand up to Madigan's Mafia and to do the right thing. And so these guys, actually, it was Edgar and Thompson, these guys who actually came out against Rauner early on because he was getting harassed by the Post and everything else for being for his austerity proposals, but he wound up caving on every single one of them. So
where does that leave a voter like me that just wants to?
Jeannie Ives. I'd vote for Jeannie Ives in a heartbeat.
All right.
And
That's
who?
all I wanted to know.
I don't know what the polling is like for her. But I do know Pritzker's just killing Rauner in the polls. So,
well, that answers that question. Thank you so much.
There you go. Okay, hope I wasn't too wishy-washy on that for you. Yeah, I wouldn't. Rauner is. You might as well have a Democrat in there. So he and not only that, look at the money he's spending to try to preserve. But he wouldn't even debate her recently. Jeannie Ives.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, and again, let's face it, it's hard to be a Republican in Illinois because of the Madigan Mafia, the Cook County Mafia up there, and because Madigan controls everything. But the problem is that people like Edgar and these guys who had the temerity and the disingenuousness to write editorials condemning Rauner, these are the same guys that are responsible for the outlandish, unmanageable pension system that the state of Illinois currently has. They sold the taxpayer down the river because, once again, they cowed to Madigan and the Madigan Mafia there. And Jeannie Ives, although I think they cherry-picked one comment she made about Madigan, and it was only in the context of Rauner trying to blame Madigan for everything. She's like, you're the governor. You're the one who said you were going to be the conservative leader for Illinois. So why are you blaming Mike Madigan for it? But it's true, Madigan has a lot of power. But if you are a true reformer and a leader, like Rauner purported himself to be, then you would have been able to fix that, or at least not gone the opposite direction. I mean, an income tax hike, a pension system that still isn't, and weakening even immigration laws in Illinois. I mean, come on. And then signing into law a pro-abortion bill like that when you said you'd veto it. That's actually one of the more egregious things. I'm not a big social. I'm the abortion issue, I think, is a state's issue. I get that as far as I'm concerned. But if you're going to run, I mean, after questions about whether or not you're truly pro-life and your wife's an abortion activist and you're claiming that you're not going to do anything remotely related to loosening up abortion laws, and then you do, I mean, that's duplicitous.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you a liar.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, there's your answer. 969